Happy New Year. It's 2025, the year of Grand Theft Auto 6. Hopefully. We're going to talk about all of our most anticipated games coming out this year.
In addition to that, we're talking about our 5 favorite games that we played in 2024. More importantly, we're just happy to be back talking video games right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? Gaming News Weekly is back. We're the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube, podcast services everywhere, and TikTok. It's still kicking, baby, in the new year. My name is E-Rock the Red, and I am joined every single week by this man right here, Mr. Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's up? Glad to be back in the new year. And, well, the thing about this time of year is there's not usually that much big stuff happening, but we got a couple of little doozies that have come up in the past week. It's nice at the end of the year that, like, I guess everybody in the gaming industry just goes home for 2 weeks so we don't have to talk about anything.
It is nice, dude. It kind of gives us the break that we need, where we don't feel like we're, like, missing out on things. Because, like, the whole time that we were off these past 2 weeks, I was like, man, something's going to happen where we're going to, like, you know, we're going to want to do a show. But nothing happened. And it was enjoyable. It was relaxing. And like you said, there's not much going on in the video game news world, but we're here. We're going to talk games. We just missed, I missed you. It's been a few weeks. I want to hear about everything that you've been up to. But yeah, I just like, you're the only one that really listens when I talk about video games. You know, my wife, she doesn't really care, and my son just stares at me and asks for more cookies. So yeah, so just don't ask me for more cookies.
Damn.
What has been going on, dude? You have a good Christmas, New Year's, all that thing?
Yeah, not too bad. I didn't really get into anything new. Game-wise, I played a lot of Black Ops 6, and, we're going to be talking about our top games of 2024, and I'll tell you exactly how many hours, because I looked it up for all of my top games to figure out what they actually were. Mm-hmm. So I have the number of hours down to last night, pretty much, and I'm still enjoying it.
That's great,
I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's the fact that I took last year off. I didn't play Modern Warfare 3 at all. It looked way too copy and paste of the one before it. I think all of these games are kind of in the same engine because of Warzone now, so they're all kind of a copy-paste job. We just take all the skins you just paid for off at the end of the year and plop it over to a new title. Add a couple mechanics here and there. But overall, I'm still enjoying the camo grind. I am working my way to Master Prestige. I think I am 8th Prestige right now, so getting there.
Damn, my coffee cup was in my face. You didn't see my shocked face.
Oh
wow, nicely done. Very cool. Did you try any of the other modes in it? The campaign or the zombies or anything like that? Prop hunt? Did you do any of that?
Oh yeah, I played a couple of those, like prop hunt, but the new one as of like 2 days ago is the Squid Game crossover. Have you seen that at all?
Oh yeah, I saw a video of it. I haven't tried it. Did you try it out?
Yeah, I played some of the red light, green light. At first, I had no idea what I was doing. I'm playing on PC. So apparently, like, your mouse, which is, you'd move it left or right to look around. I'm doing that to look around, and it's like, motion detected, shoots me. So I don't know. I don't know why that counts as motion. I guess it would be like your face, and you're supposed to be absolutely still. Yeah, so I tried a couple rounds of that. It didn't have much luck, but I guess you could probably make out with a lot of XP if you went through 3 rounds of that in the top 3. And then they have this, it's like a mosh pit mode, and it changes the mode up different times. So at one moment in the game, you have like the objective of getting on the objective and holding it from the enemies. The next second in the game, everybody's dropping those little paper flicky game things they have in the show. And you're supposed to kind of collect those like kill confirmed or something.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go check those out. That sounds interesting. I want to see what those are all about. Maybe I'll get in there today and try it. I'll have to probably do an update. 6,000 gigs
Oh yeah.
update. you know, but yeah, very cool. Do you watch any of that Squid Game season
Not
2?
season 2. I've been watching the real Squid Games, Mr. Beast games.
Oh, how is that, dude? Aren't we
It's
supposed to
pretty
hate Mr.
good.
Beast right now? Isn't he?
Uh I can't remember this week.
I don't know. I know. It's fun though.
Yeah, the show is pretty damn
All
good.
right.
It's like it is a production on a scale like I don't think has ever been done before. It set like several Guinness World Records, and when you're watching it, you can see some stuff
Really?
is a little played up with like special effects and stuff. So if you know what you're looking at, you're going to be able to tell what's real and what's kind of played up. But he's been doing that in some of his bigger videos for a while now. It's not brand new or anything.
Nice, very cool. Dude, I've been playing so it's been 2 weeks since we've last gotten together. I've been off from work. I've been playing a lot of video games. I'm not going to get into all of them because I've been going back through like my Steam catalog and just trying to like see some of the games that I missed that that I haven't played that sound interesting. So I've been doing a lot of that. I got real deep into House Flipper 2 again. I know
Nice.
that's one I always go back to, and this actually I spent I think like 30 hours the last 2 weeks just
Just
cleaning
on Shrek's
houses,
house.
flipping houses, and then Marvel Rivals. That's been a lot of my time playing Marvel Rivals. That's been a lot of fun. And then one new game that I got recently that I checked out is a game called Sulfur, and it's just came in early access. And it's it looks like the animation is real basic animation, kind of cartoony, but it looks like a kind of like a first person like boomer shooter type deal. But it's more of like an extraction shooter, heavy roguelike. Like it's fucking hard, dude. Like I'm getting there and I'm like having such a hard time with it because like you got to find like loot. You get guns and then you got to go through and you got to kill these dogs or gnomes or whatever. And you're going through it. It's all about finding the loot, upgrading your guns, finding the best combination of guns at work. And when you die, you have to start all over again. It's not like a rogue light where like a lot of the stuff is carrying over. There's a little bit of stuff that will help you carry over. It's not just an entirely lost run, but it's fun. It's very hard, but it's very addicting. It's got that one more one more try type thing where like you're just dropping in, you're going for a one more try. Because if you make it out with a bunch of stuff like money, like so you have a pot and like you can find like random things and try to mix things together in the pot. And sometimes you'll hit on something that's gonna be that you could sell for like big bucks and you get some money and then you can upgrade. And it's like it's got that mechanic to it. And it's been good. It's been real addicting. So I put a bunch of time into that. That's one of the new games that I tried. So yeah, I recommend it if that sounds good. If you like games where you have to like bang your head against the wall repeatedly until something finally clicks, Sulfur is for you, baby.
I don't know.
Yeah. It did take a while. At first I was really frustrated and I was like, all right, I'm not playing this anymore. And then I kept thinking about it. It was one of those, I'm like, all right, let me try this. Let me try something new. And then it just started kind of going together. It was less about trying to make my way through the run and more about trying to like find things to, get more money and kind of slowly go through it. I've seen a lot of comparisons to like someone like Tarkov and stuff like that, but it's super cartoony. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So,
Very nice.
in addition to a bunch of other stuff. We'll get into it. But yeah, this is where normally we jump into our new releases. No new releases for at least probably like maybe next week we'll have something to talk about. You've got some more prestiging to do, and I've got some more older games to play.
Well, and we also got a shitload of not new games, but maybe new to us games from Epic Games. Did you claim any of those? Because I know you made the TikTok on like every one that came out pretty much.
I didn't claim any of them.
I
have a lot. I have all the real good ones. I have.
Oh, gotcha.
Already through Steam. And I have Hell Let Loose, but through Xbox.
Okay.
And that wouldn't really, I don't think that would run on my Steam Deck anyway. So I did not even try to get in there. But Kingdom Come Deliverance, I didn't get. That was the one that like I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in it, kind of not. But yeah, dude, lots of great games. Did you pick them up?
Yeah, I tried to get every one of them. I think I missed one here or there, but nothing that I really wanted.
Yeah, dude, Sifu was one of the big ones. What were some of the other ones? I don't even remember anymore. But yeah, they did a great job, man. A lot of great gifts. But yeah. All right. Let's so yeah, no new releases, very little news, which we'll try to get to later in the show. But first off, I want to kick things off with the top 5 games that you enjoyed playing last year. I don't care if they came out last year, and I'm not talking about the game of the year games. Like
Yeah.
Astrobot, I've talked about a million times. That was my game of the year. I'm not even including that on the list because I'm done talking about it. I'm sick of talking about it. Sick of talking about that. So it's kind of a weird list for me because that was my game of the year. But I want to talk about some other stuff. So I went more into like the other games that like either did something for me or that I spent a lot of time playing. So that being said, I want you to kick things off. Give me your full top 5 list of your games from last year.
All right. So as I was saying, I went into a little bit of research on this. I had to go between platforms. I had to go look for those numbers and dig them up to try to see what I played the most of. Because honestly, I can name like 2 or 3 games that I do know that I played a lot of last year, and before that, since COVID, everything's a blur. I don't know what was 2023.
Right,
what
dude.
wasn't.
Yeah, no one knows.
But I know one thing for sure. Like I said, it was an off year for Call of Duty for me last year. I didn't play any Modern Warfare 3. This is the only Call of Duty game that I played on Xbox, thankfully, because they lump it all together. So in the future, all my playtime, I think it's going to say I have like 1,000 hours if I keep going through Game Pass. But because Black Ops 6 was the only one on there, that is my #1 game played so far. 213 hours minus maybe like 2 or 3 hours I played last night. So that's something like 8 days and change.
Yeah, dude. That's a lot.
Yeah, and I picked
when
it up
did it
late.
come out?
I think October, but I picked it up in like November.
That's crazy, dude. 2 months.
So yeah, any free time that I've had has kind of gone into Black Ops 6.
Nice.
Missed a lot of opportunities to be out in the garage building stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, like, missed a lot of birthdays, life events.
Yeah, my nieces still haven't forgiven me. Yeah, so that is #1. And then coming in not too far behind, Hell Let Loose. Now, I probably would have said that I played this in like 22 or 23, but it was 2024. I picked it up and I played it in like January, February, and a few months after that whenever I started. 172 hours on Hell Let Loose. And I had a lot of fun. It makes me want to get back into it. I just don't want to suffer through like 5 gigs of updates right now.
Sure.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun with Hell Let Loose. After that, Pal World. Now we're gonna quickly diminish in hours. 68 hours on Pal World. I didn't finish it. It got to a point where like I'm at a high level plateau where to move forward, I just would have to do like a lot of grinding to get my pals up and get my technology that I'm producing up. But it is one that I want to get back into. It seems like there's so much that's been added to the game since I stopped playing it.
A lot of updates and stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. After that, the only other real like new release that I think I played was 40K Space Marine 2. Only have 32 hours in that. A lot of that is multiplayer. I played most of the story, but I didn't like finish it, and that's because everything started to feel really repetitive there. And I do need to get back in there just to say that I did it, and just whatever achievements there are for finishing the campaign, jump back in there. I'm kind of over the multiplayer. I was just looking for a crutch because of my lack of Black Ops or Call of Duty. But now I have the real deal, so I don't have to play that multiplayer anymore. And then #5, according to Steam, it would have been Cornucopia, which is that a review copy of a Stardew Valley-like game that had like the flat pixel graphics, but it's 2.5D. But I think I probably played more Balatro on mobile. And if we're not talking purely hours and we're talking enjoyed the most, I definitely had a good run of Balatro there.
Nice. Very, yeah, that was another one I went back to in the last few weeks. I got into Balatro TikTok somehow, and I'm seeing all these people like do these huge runs, like these big runs, and I'm like, I still haven't done that. I still haven't gotten to like the the lowercase e, like the error
Yeah.
thing. And I want to get a run like that, so I'm working towards that. But that is a very good list. You know, you kind of see like the games that you're into, just based on three of those. You're the first person shooter guy. Okay, my list kicks off with one that you already talked about. My number 5, Black Ops 6, dude. This was one where like I only played the multiplayer. I still want to get in there and try the campaign, the other stuff. But dude, I played that for quite a bit. I got addicted to the whole thing, and I got to get back there. I played maybe once in the last couple weeks because something else filled the void. But yeah, it's a great game. Definitely want to play the campaign. And try out some more. Now, my list is not entirely. I was looking at it in terms of like gameplay, what I played the most. But there were some that like I was like, I don't know if this is my favorite game. I'm playing it just because, like House Flipper, dude. I played that a ton, and it was just one of those games where like there was no time constraints, and I could just like watch television, occasionally go down and clean a room, on my Steam Deck. That's what. So I went a little different route, and the games that like really did something for me. And number 4 was Indica. This is the very first game that in 2024 that I really was like, holy shit, this game is incredible. Like I fell in love with it because it's just so different. Great characters, great story. The gameplay was the low part of it for me. It was a lot of just like a walking simulator, some puzzles and that sort of thing. But like the story of it, it was just so out there. Combined like these weird pixel graphics and old school game engine type stuff with like newer Russian nun stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a weird one.
Number 3 for me, Vampire Hunters. Now, I'm a big fan of the survivor genre, Vampire Survivors, that sort of thing. Just the bullet hell games, and this one was a nice fresh take on it. It was a first person shooter version of that, where you get to get all these guns, figure out which build works the best for you. And one of the draws on this one is that it has like tons of unlockables and tons of achievements. There's like 300 achievements or something. So you're going through and you're always feeling like a sense of accomplishment as you're going too. You're unlocking new characters, new weapons, new builds. And that one was both. I spent a lot of time in there and enjoyed every minute of it. And now number 2, Balatro. That was it was definitely my most played game of last year. I think it was maybe like 70 hours. And still, I like even talking about it now, I just want to get in there and play some more. It's just so addicting. Definitely the most fun. And then number 1, coming in late, Marvel Rivals. Ever since that came out, I'm playing very little. If I turn on my PlayStation, it's to play Marvel Rivals. I got a couple new games over the holidays, and like just I haven't played them. I got Armored Core. I'm excited to try that out. I played it a little bit, but now it's like I'm like I could be playing Marvel Rivals right now. I'm having so much fun with that. Season 1 is finishing up now. It was like a half season. Well, I think they called it season 0. So I think we're coming into the first season. They're going to be unlocking some new heroes. They just announced that the Fantastic Four is going to be the next 4 heroes coming into the game. So I'm super excited to see how they play. Yeah, dude, it's so much fun. I'm just trying, like right now I'm doing a lot. I'm playing the competitive with some of the heroes that I am good at, that I'm enjoying. But any chance I get, I'll go into like the quick play mode or the practice mode and try out new ones. And like just recently, like after playing it for like, I don't know, 30, 40 hours, like I'm finding new heroes that I'm clicking with. And I'm like, it's creating so much more playability. So, yeah, absolutely a great time. You ever see yourself? I know you weren't a big Overwatch guy. You ever see and you're not a big Marvel guy, But
Yeah.
you ever see yourself getting in there and trying that out?
It's possible. When you're telling me about like Fantastic Four, I think of all the mechanics of these Marvel superheroes because
Yes.
this is obviously like compared to um, Overwatch in the gameplay style, but I'm thinking
Hmm.
more of like multiverses where all these characters have their own little quirks, and I'm wondering
Right.
like, so isn't there like an invisible person in the Fantastic Four?
There is, yeah,
So I'm
and like
wondering
we
like
haven't.
obviously some active camo or something going on
Yes,
that could be really
absolutely.
cool.
Yep, yeah. There's some characters that do that right now that have invisibility, but dependent on other things. Like so,
Uh,
I could get into it, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, just talking about the Fantastic Four, there's different like so you got the Thing who's going to be obviously like a tank, which is great. We need more tanks. Invisible Woman, yeah, it's going to create a lot of strategist type stuff. She'll probably be like a healer, I think. Mr. Fantastic Stretchy, I have no idea what that's going to look like. And then the Human Torch, he's a flying character, and we only have a couple flying characters, but this is creating that. I mean, air battles. You know, we got
yeah.
Iron Man right now who's just shooting down on people, but now you're going to have Iron Man and the Human Torch battling in the
Uh-huh.
air, you know. So it's creating
Oh
like
shoot.
so much cool stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep playing it.
Yeah, I talked to somebody who was playing it the other day. They told me like it's really fun, and the other thing they said about it, not necessarily in a negative way, is that the heroes feel kind of unbalanced at times. But I feel like
Mm,
that could lead to more fun scenarios because it's like watching football when everybody's perfectly matched, everything's
yes,
kind of dull, and that's skill based matchmaking too. But when you have those upsets, that's what's exciting.
yeah, and it can't like there are definitely times. So there's some issues with people wanting to still just play the DPS characters, you know. And in quick play, you'll find that more. Sometimes in competition, you'll still see it where people aren't working on having like the best team. They just want to play what they want to play. And when then you go against someone that has the best team, you know, where they have different like because all the characters, if there's team ups, they have different abilities that unlock and that sort of thing. So yeah, it definitely creates more of scenarios for that. Like you could be playing against some amazing players, but if their team, the dynamic between their team isn't as good as the team that you're working with, it does really come into play, and you see that. So yeah, man, it is great. One thing that so another thing they do is they have seasonal buffs too. So some characters will hit for 10% more during the season. I don't know how I feel about that. It's going to be weird seeing how it plays out because right now you get a lot of people that are drawn to certain characters that have those buffs and make them more powerful. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out once this season's over. See how the characters stack up. But yeah, I could literally talk about about Marvel Rivals for like another few hours. But to avoid that, we're going to move things on because this was 2024. Now we're looking ahead. We're looking ahead to 2025. I want to know what your most anticipated games are in the coming year. So hit me with your list.
Well, you know me, and I said it right off the top. This is the year of GTA 6 with a big asterisk over there because we don't know 100% that it's not going to be pushed somewhere down the line, possibly into 2026. But
Yeah.
I hope it's this year. Well, I don't even know because I got this big moral dilemma where am I going to buy a PlayStation 5 to play this? Because it definitely hasn't been announced on PC as far as I know. We really
Yeah.
don't even have like an official release date yet.
Nothing.
So
We got
yeah,
nothing.
I got to figure out my life in the time being.
I think you've
But
got a while. I think you got a while to figure it out. So
yeah, it'll probably be like maybe October, November or something
yeah.
before they end up actually coming out with it. So that is my number one. And there was just a recent interview with like Lars Zelnick or something over who's over Take Two, and he's making big promises. He's saying you're going to see things that you've never seen before, and we can't wait to show you. So I hope
Mm.
so. Grand Theft Auto has always been like the series that takes gaming further, and then everything else is kind of like, well, we need to be more like that. So hopefully more of that. It seems like that's going to be hard to do because where do you go from here? Like GTA 5 was great.
Yeah.
And the expanded editions. Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the best games probably ever made by the same company on a similar engine. Um, I have a lot of eggs in that basket. I'm hoping GTA 6 is great, and I think everybody's there with me.
Yeah, this one would like when I saw your list, I was like, I don't know, this is good. It frees up a spot on my list because I get to talk about it. And yeah, I think we've said it before. I think I'm most excited for it because of the unknown. We really don't know what it is, what it's gonna do. You know, we know
Yeah.
it's set in Florida or whatever, and it's gonna be, I think, a female protagonist. But like, other than that, we really don't know what this is or how it's gonna stack up. So that kind of like that not knowing that, wanting to know more, that's why I'm
Yeah.
really excited. So
And it's going to be so jam packed. It's going to be inescapable. Like once it does actually come out, if TikTok exists in a couple more weeks after that, you're going to have like what would have been clips on YouTube is now coming to TikTok. You're going to see like
yeah,
all kinds of like, here is the crazy, intricate, detail, funny, awesome moment that I had in GTA 6, and
absolutely.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But second on my list is Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is the one that's going to be set in feudal Japan. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in probably 3 titles or so, maybe.
Mhm.
I remember playing like Odyssey and Origins. If you're used to Assassin's Creed, I think it's still going to be you know what you're getting into. But
Yeah.
this seems like a really cool setting.
Yeah, this one is another. This is probably the one that will get me into Assassin's Creed. Like I've never played one, but the way this one looks, the setting, it looks awesome. And this is the one, we've said it before, that's going to make or break Ubisoft. If this one comes out and fails, I don't know what to expect over there. But they need a win, so I'm hoping
Yeah.
it's this one.
Yep. After that, one I haven't really even looked that far into, I don't think there's that much out about it yet, is the relaunch of Fable. We saw
Mhm.
some like cinematic trailers or something. If it
Yep.
was even that, it may have been unrelated to what actually happens in the game, but we saw some teasers at least for the new Fable. That was another game where back in the day on, I guess, Xbox 360 with the first couple Fables, it was one that broke a lot of ground too.
Yep.
It just did things in video games you couldn't really do before, at least not in that not at that level of game like the AAA space. Um, I'm interested to see more about it. This is not one of those ones where I feel like I'm definitely going to pick it up because I'm such a Fable fan. I'm
Yeah.
just I'm intrigued by what could be.
Yeah, and this is another one where I was going to put it on my list, and I saw you had it on yours, and I was like, okay, great. But yeah, you're right. We haven't seen gameplay. We really don't know what the story is going to be if it's just a straight like reboot of the original one, which is fine with me because I never played any Fable. So I'm really excited to like see what this is, and the humor in the first trailer is right up my alley. So I'm excited for that, and yeah, see where it goes. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And if you're still a Game Pass subscriber, then you'll just have it. You don't have to worry about picking it up. So.
Yeah, it's Microsoft Studios, right? So then, I mean, we're getting into like we're getting into territory where I'm not dead set on these, just like Fable.
Yeah.
I just need to see more of Splitgate 2. That is my next game. I played the original Splitgate, had a good time. It gives me that Call of Duty. It scratches that itch that Call of Duty does for me. Except
Right.
it breaks my brain because you have to play Call of Duty through portals, and the portal can be behind you, and it's the enemy's portal, or you can be jumping through a portal and like sniping from below, even though you're standing on the ground. It's crazy.
Yeah. When that first came out, when the first Splitgate came out, dude, I immediately fell in love. Like, a lot of people described it as like Halo with portals. You know, it had a lot of the same kind of run and gun feel. And then,
Yeah.
they got rid of it to focus on this game. And I think if they could put out like a very concentrated game where it's like they know what they're doing and not get too like bogged down in like the live service type games of service type thing, I think this could be an amazing game. But I'm really nervous based on the last trailer where they're like different, teams and like all this shit that like I don't want them to get lost in that. I just want more Splitgate because it was a really tight shooter that like made you think. And I'm hoping, dude. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I just need to see more. Need to see how this is going to play out, and is it a fleshed out experience? The last one didn't really have that much, as far as I remember. It's like, well,
Right.
here's a
It was
slightly
very bare
different
bones.
elbow
Yeah.
Change your elbow so it has a spike. And
Right.
change the color on.
Yeah.
And speaking of games where I'm nervous after the last trailer, Arc Raiders. It's made my list, but even in our notes, I put maybe. We
Yeah.
got to see more. I've been upset before by something like this. Tom Clancy's The Division. I didn't end up picking it up after I saw what the game actually was. Their first trailer was a banger, though, and same with Arc Raiders. But when we saw sort of the gameplay of that and the cheesy way these, whoever it is in the trailers, the way they talk to each other,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a turnoff.
Yep.
But I'm holding out hope. The game, maybe based on some feedback, could change from there. It already changed from the first trailer.
It did.
I'd like to see where it goes, though. I was really attracted to like the style of that.
Yeah, I'm going to base my opinions on only the first trailer where I was really excited about it, and then the second trailer where they're like, "This is an extraction shooter, and you could be friends with the enemies," and I'm like, "Oh, really?" So yeah, this is another one where I definitely need to see more before I could formulate an opinion. But I'm really excited to see more. So
yeah, and one that I couldn't find. What was the one that everybody just got upset about because it had a bald lady and a Porsche spaceship?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one, I think that's like a 2026
Okay.
title.
Yeah, maybe that's why I couldn't find it on any of the lists.
Yeah, the new, what was it, the new Naughty Dog game?
Yeah.
I can't think of what it's called now. But yeah, that one, that one's going to be like 2026, 2027.
That'll have to be on my next year's list.
Yeah, exactly, next year. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to more of that too, if I could just remember the name. Heretic something, I don't know.
Oh.
All right, that was a great list. And my favorite part was that you picked your list first, so that I got a couple of freebies on there. So my list, I get to put some more on there. First up, Avowed. Now, if we would have had this discussion last year, this was the game where I was like, this game looks terrible. It's a new Obsidian RPG, and I was like, based on the first trailer, it looked like the combat looked bad. Everything didn't look that great. But since then, like lots of journalists, influencers have been playing the game, even ones that were skeptical like myself, and they have been won over. They said, this is an amazing game. So I'm super excited to see more, check it out. You got spells, guns, swords, like all that shit. And it looks like it could be really good. If we're talking about, some of the best, well, they got the Outer Worlds 2 they just announced from Obsidian. And what else? I don't know. But, the Fallout New Vegas, Obsidian came out with a bunch of other great games. Anyways, this one could be good.
That must be pretty close to release if they're already playing it.
Yeah, dude. February 18th. This is the earliest one on my list. We don't have too long to wait for that one. It's going to be a Game Pass game. Another one I don't even have to think about, nice. Going out there and buying. So that's nice too. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what that one's all about. And then the next closest one, March 6th, we're getting Split Fiction. This is from Hazelight and Joseph Fares. Just announced at the Game Awards recently. So that the time from announcement to release was very short on this one. But it looks amazing. And it's not just like a skin of It Takes Two, which is what I was worried about. It's not just like a reskin of that with a sci-fi fantasy kind of deal on it. It's got tons of new game mechanics and that sort of thing. And I'm replaying It Takes Two with my son, who's doing great in it. I thought it was going to be like, I can't play this with a 6-year-old. He's going to be, we're going to hate each other. But no, it's working just fine. And as I'm playing it, I'm like, dude, I cannot wait to do this again in March with Split Fiction. So that one, I'm very excited for that one. And then next up, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Now, this one, it's high on my list. I don't know about anybody else in the world, but
Obscure is right.
It's a turn-based role-playing game, but it has like these real-time mechanics. So you'll see it in the trailers where there's parrying and combos and that sort of thing. So you're not just, hitting a button and waiting your turn. And it's set, like the way it looks, it's like this kind of like Lies of P style, like what do they call it? Belle Epoque? I don't even know. It's like a French kind of vibe where it's like old school French. And it's got that style. So it's like really dripping with like this beautiful style. And the world looks gorgeous. The characters look great. Again, got to see more about this one. No idea when this is coming out, but looks fun. And then Doom, The Dark Ages. I don't need to say much about this one. Medieval Doom. There's a shield that's like a saw, and there's mechs and dragons and
skulls. Lots of skulls I remember from the trailer.
Flails, skulls, an amazing soundtrack. So yeah, like I'm so excited for that. And then that is another one. It's gonna, again, another Game Pass game. So it's like it's great that I don't even have to think about, like, they're just gonna be there when they come out. And then last up, Slay the Spire 2. This is just, I don't know, it's just more Slay the Spire. Like, it doesn't look different in any way. But it's going to add new playable characters, new cards, and that sort of thing. Now, Slay the Spire is probably one of my most played games of all time. I have hundreds of hours in Slay the Spire. And, yeah, just the idea of there's another one coming, like, I'm super excited. So that one, again, I hope it comes out in 2025. I don't see a reason it shouldn't, because it looks very similar. It's not like a new engine or anything like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it might even be a new engine. I think I do remember talking about what was the company that started charging their everybody. You remember this?
Everybody switched to Unreal. It had like I know what you're talking about, because the name is like ironic.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that may have been one of the groups that were building it in this engine, and then when they were like, "You have to give us all this money," and they bounced out. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, dude, there's so many great games. Like 2024, I felt was like we weren't sure what was coming in 2024. 2023 was probably the biggest year in games history. And then 2024 was a little bit like, all right, we had some great games in there, but nothing that we really knew. Like at the start of 2024, there was no Astrobot being talked about, everything was just Final Fantasy VII, and even that was a great game. But yeah, so if 2025, I think, is going to be even bigger. You got Monster Hunter Wilds, the Elden Ring, Night Rain, Mafia, what else? Ghost, the new Ghost game, new Death Stranding, so a lot of sequels.
Death Stranding at the beach or something, on the beach.
Yeah.
Something weird.
That South of Midnight game looks great. That almost made my list. So yeah, dude, a lot of great games coming in 2025. Very excited to see what they all they bring. And now this is all too based on, we're not getting release dates. I'm realizing this because no one wants to go up against GTA 6. Yeah. So I think once we get an announcement from GTA 6 about when, give at least a release window, I think we'll probably see a lot more announcements and that sort of thing, because you got to give that a wide berth, right? Yes, like give it like a month. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited for games this year.
All right, for the people listening whose brains will not let them rest until they know what engine that was, it was Unity.
Yes, Unity. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, now we got to look to see if Slay the Spire was on that. All right. Well, let's see. We've been talking a while. Let's quick run through a couple little bits of news from this past week. First up, I just want to mention the PlayStation Plus games that were announced for January. And guess what? I'm excited because I finally get to play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League without having to buy it. Dude, I don't know why I'm this excited. I almost bought it the other day for $3 on Steam, and I was like, no, it's going to come for free somewhere down the line. And then a few days later, bam, there it is. I get to see how bad this game is. It went from, I think this was on my most anticipated games list last year. Which this is a great thing. I got to make a note. I'm going to find our most anticipated games from that we announced last year and see how they stacked up and if they even came out. That's my homework. But I think this was on there, and I get to finally play it. In addition to that, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and the Stanley Parable, I think is the other one. I forgot to bring up the information.
Yeah, that's what Ultra Deluxe Edition.
Ooh, you ever play that? I've never played it. I've heard amazing things. So yeah, that'll be great. So that, I think, should be coming out in the next couple of days. So next week, I'm going to have my full take, only a year late, on Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the E-Rock review.
Oh, yeah.
Only 1 year later, on its deathbed, as it's being like shut down. All right, and then you could tell it's a slow news week when like one of our things is the tweet from a washed up douchebag billionaire, Notch, the guy that created Minecraft 2, the racist conspiracy theorist. Notch announced that he
was good game maker, pretty good game maker.
Yeah, he made one game 10 years ago called Minecraft, and now he's talking about a spiritual successor to Minecraft 2, which, I don't know. This guy, man, he's so full of himself. So he put a poll out on Twitter about should he continue working on the roguelite that he's making, or should he scrap that and then just make Minecraft 2, basically, which he has no association with Mojang or Microsoft. Minecraft 1. In fact, they removed his name from the credits in the 10th anniversary because he's a alt-right conspiracy loser. And so now he put out this tweet, and let's see some of the nice quotes from it. He said, I don't super duper care exactly which game I make first, or even if I make more, but I do know I'm making one. So I figured I'd absolutely be willing to give it an honest shot in the form of a spiritual successor to Minecraft and put up a poll about it. My intentions are to be clear and honest about it, saying that spiritual successors are usually kind of, washed up, tragic. The things I'm fearing my next game is going to be anyway, and try to push myself to avoid. So why not do the thing that people do want and are willing to give me somehow even more cash for? So he's already just saying, like, this is just a cash grab. I need more money. The $2.5 billion I sold Minecraft for wasn't enough. And then he says, I intend for the money to be spent for good, but my God, have I learned I fail a lot. Winning is failing until you make yourself succeed. What is he talking about? I have no idea. But then he says, oh, and I also very much value being a man of my word, so I also intend to do this in a way that in no way tried to sneakily infringe on the incredible work the Mojang team is doing, and that Microsoft is successfully doing the Microsoft shitification about, and I respect them for doing that. It's their job, and they, from what I understand, let the studio do things their way, which seems very fair to me. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Bro, just
buckle up,
Chat
baby.
GPT, write it next time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a mess. Who knows if anything will actually even come of this. I'm of two minds on this. Like, obviously, you don't want to support this dipshit because of the things that he said. But will people support it if the game is good? Because
absolutely,
people said the same thing. You remember Hogwarts Legacy? The developers weren't even the ones who said the awful stuff. It was, J.K. Rowling, the writer of the book that the games are based off of. So we're several levels removed over there. But I believe that if Notch were to create some worthy spiritual successor of Minecraft, people would probably, we forgive him for that.
Absolutely.
You'd probably play the game anyway.
100%, absolutely. But yeah, what does this mean? It's just going to make Minecraft, but with like everything's a circle. No, everything's a sphere.
I really don't know, because people have said like there are a ton of shitty Minecraft clones out there already, and games that try to innovate on it, but nothing has stuck like Minecraft.
Right.
But this reminds me that I need to go look into Hypixel, because I believe they were trying to do a voxel-based game, and it looked like it had like pretty high production on it.
Nice. Enshrouded, dude. Did you play Enshrouded?
Is that the one where you like go into the dark?
Yes. Yeah, that was like a nice voxel builder and stuff like that. Yeah. That one I keep wanting to get back to. That was one when I was looking at my most played games of last year. That was up there, and I forgot about it. So yeah, that one I enjoyed playing. So yeah, man, there's definitely like games like that out there. I don't know what he means when he says spiritual successor to it. How close they would let him get to it. I know, like, as far as copying parts of it. Yeah, I don't know. But he said it, so we talked about And then one other thing I just want to talk about, because it's a callback. We talked about it maybe, I don't know, maybe a few months ago, 6 months ago, when Russia was tasked by President Vladimir Putin to create a new video game machine. So, they've got all the, the sanctions. They can't get gaming systems into the country. So they're like, let's make our own. It can't be too hard, right? Well, they found out that it's a little bit harder than they thought. They basically just said that they have not had any success coming up with anything that's even close to something that the PlayStation or Xbox could do. They were able to create one machine that isn't very powerful, and another one, it's a $45 device that streams games from the cloud. So
it's an Xbox.
Basically, it's what my Xbox Series S is. So if it's $45, man, I'll take it.
Well, everything's an Xbox. Yeah.
That's a good point. Everything is an Xbox. Side note, though, right after that campaign came out, that everything's an Xbox thing, they removed the Xbox Cloud gaming app from your phone, so you cannot play games on your phone anymore, like through there.
No,
and I'm like,
that's not an Xbox.
Wait a minute,
anymore.
I thought everything was an Xbox.
That was an Xbox.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the government is saying that the chips that they have, whatever, without getting too technical in this, they can use for, business stuff, small like graphical things, but they're not powerful enough like the Intel or the AMD and that sort of thing to create these gaming experiences. So, they're trying to do something unconventional, basically, he said, which I liked. This guy's quote was like, "It is obvious to everyone Elbrus processors are not yet at the level required to compete equally with the PS5 and Xbox, which means the solution must be unconventional." And I like that. Instead of trying to like brute force their way through it, come up with something like a little bit different, a little more unconventional, and try to like create something that people in Russia would like to play. But yeah.
I'm not sure what the unconventional part is, though, because they're talking in there about like people with higher end gaming PCs can kind of rent out their processing power for these devices to be able to use that. But that already exists. There are already like services you can go and look up right now and do that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it means that they're like back to the drawing board trying to come up with something. They're going to make the Wii 3 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested though. Like, not so much in like the little streaming stick, but whatever their full-on console is like. As like somebody who collects some obscure video game history things, I'd love to get my hands on that. I'd never connect it to the internet, but I'd love to have one to sit on a shelf next to the Master System and the Sega Game Gear and stuff.
Yeah, that's the holy grail right now is the failed Russian console. You will see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe next year's
I would
Christmas
assume that
present.
Yeah, a lot of the problems that they're having with this directly result from the conflict with Ukraine because of the like sanctions and stuff like that.
Right.
People don't want to do business with Russia. People don't want to import things into Russia, so they probably just can't get their hands on the Intel chips and the AMD chips. Less of like a security threat kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They just don't. People there want to play video games and they can't. So
unless they have the high-end PCs, because they're I don't know. At what point maybe they could be the PC master race if they really wanted to.
There you go.
Forget the consoles, just
exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. The whole thing is fun, and it's very much what we expected when we originally talked about it. 6 months ago, we're like, yeah, we'll see how this goes, and it went exactly how we expected. All right, that's it from us. You got anything else before we pack it in?
Nah, I believe that's it. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about what's coming to Humble Bundle next week.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited to see what new comes out there. Probably have another Game Pass update. At the very least, we'll have some new some new releases. I did just get a new simulator code that I'm going to play. Ooh, teaser. You know how we love our simulator games here. So yeah, that'll be coming next week. And so thanks so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube. It's over at Pop Culture Playground. You'll find this show, a bunch of other stuff there. Anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW. Bam, right there. You'll see the podcast. You hit subscribe every Monday. You'll have it waiting for you when you start your drive to work. You just turn it on and just hear the dulcet tones of Full Clip and Erock the Red talking to you about games. And I know you've been missing it the last couple weeks, so definitely hit subscribe there. And then TikTok. We've still got TikTok. Our fearless leader, President Donald Trump, is saving the TikTok. So check us out over there.
Will he have time? I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah, it's all touch and go. But in the meantime, go over there, subscribe to us for daily content about video games. And that's all I got. Oh, and Blue Sky, which I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know how to work that thing. But we're there. So give us a follow. And that's it. So, yeah. All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.